So the panel voted to recommend that children get that thing. They're almost certain to add, this is via Becker News, Kyle Becker. CDC is now almost certain to add these things to its childhood schedule, which schools often rely upon to mandate them in order to attend public schools. So my understanding is the schools don't have to do that. But if they don't do that, then how are they going to present that? In certain areas, there's no way they can present that. It's going to be mandated. In other areas, they might not. Florida's already said they're not going to do it. I'm not going to say whether that's good or bad. I want to make sure that that's clear. I'm just saying what they've said they're going to do. I would have to go to Rumble to give you my opinion on it, just to feel safe. Maybe you can on YouTube, but I just don't feel safe doing it. So they opened up its scheduled vote for the public comment. People were fine. I did some feedback in there too, because people were passing this around on Twitter, and I just did a quick little thing in there. So there's fierce blowback, tens of thousands of comments poured in, and the great majority seemingly in direct opposition. I don't think there's a lot of passion for it. So most of the comments were against it, to the vote to add it to the childhood schedule. So this is a big decision. My understanding is they're going to be voting tomorrow. And this is 15-0, so I don't know what we expect the vote tomorrow to be. But this was unanimous. My understanding is they're going to vote tomorrow. And the vote tomorrow is going to be the one to decide whether they recommend it on the childhood schedule. And then, I don't know most, but then that will cause that trickle down reaction. So we are going to be able to see which areas step up and say something else, whether that's right or wrong. We'll see who does that and who just acquiesces. The ACIP's decision to add the shots is based on hidden data and in defiance of the minute COVID risk factors for healthy children. So I just want to make sure I'm saying stuff that I can on this. So I'll stop because I don't want to get into any pitfalls here. I'm like, can you say that or can you not say that on here? So I'm just reporting the news. I'm not making any determination, but I will be looking at tomorrow. And I want to end with this on this topic just because it's just having to dodge the pitfalls is just not, it makes it difficult to have a conversation. So I've played around with the keywords and I don't really see any difference. You might hear some videos where I say, like instead of saying Ukraine, I was saying sunflower. Well, I messed up and said Ukraine in the video, but I'm trying to test with these words. I'm not really seeing any difference myself in who knows, but it doesn't feel like I see much of a difference. But my takeaway on this schedule is my wife and I could be having some difficult conversations. I don't know about anybody else's, and that's life. I'm not blaming anybody. That's how life works. But my two children are not getting that juice. Okay? That ain't happening. So if where we are is mandating that juice, they won't be having it. They will not partake. So what that means, that's some life-altering stuff, because you can say homeschool, which I'm perfectly fine with. There's something I would have never thought of 3 years ago, 2 years ago even. You can say that, but then we both work. That's obviously you can't work and homeschool. Now, what I would say is we could go and holler at, there's a lot of people in the neighborhood who have kids just around the same age. We could say, I don't know. I don't even know all this stuff. I got to bring, you know what? I'm going to try and reach out to Deb Philman, one of the most respected people in education that, just for me, I don't know a lot of people, but she's so bright to say, hey, I might try to schedule her as soon as she's available to talk about how do you recommend me going to neighbors? And I haven't even talked to my wife about that, but and saying, hey, can we pool our money together and hire someone and do our own thing? We're getting really close to that situation. Really, we should be at that situation now for them to even think about this. But it would be a life-altering thing, even if you get together and pool your money, how much is that going to cost? It might not be as expensive as you think, but it's really out of the box, out of what my normal is, and you've got to break out of that. Let me see what you all think about this. How many of y'all are homeschooling now?